Smash that limiter!
Button was engaged.
I haven't used the guest section on OBS for quite a while, so that's probably the reason why. It was unmuted and it didn't change over when I unmuted myself on the starting soon sign, but whatever. Anyway, we have a special guest today, SecretTrader. So welcome. Trader.
Hello, SecretTrader.
Hello. I just woke up. So.
Yeah. We dragged him out of bed, kicking and screaming.
Literally.
Yeah. I was like messaging him 30 minutes ago. We're about to start, and then he was hearing all the Discord noises as we're like, Spoofy talking shit, you know. But we're all here. So, Trader, tell us about your first experience of driving. And what was the first car you learned to drive in and all that sort of stuff? Like,
and what's your favorite part of a car? Like, what's your favorite component of the car?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Hit me right into the wall right as we.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna do.
So, my first experience driving a car was probably my dad's van.
Yep.
My dad had like this old van. I forget what the name of it was, but he got it for $50 from some electrician guy. That was super old and couldn't drive anymore. Yeah, they're just like, well, I'll sell it to you for $50 and give him a van title and all that.
That's crazy. That's almost on par as my brother's fucking bought a car with a carton of beer.
Yeah, carton of beer.
The difference is a van's probably worth more than a Datsun. Back then. These days a Datsun's worth a shitload, but yeah. And
that was automatic too.
It was automatic.
Automatic, yeah, right on.
Do you know how to drive a manual?
Yeah, I learned in my dad's old truck, but God, I'll never do it. I don't like it. I just never liked it. I like slap shifting. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
But
can you describe what slap shifting is? That's the first time I've heard
it's
that.
So it's basically a shifter.
Yeah.
That you don't have to. There's no pedal to push down on.
Oh right.
And it just has a plus and minus gear. It's for like racing and stuff. So it just goes up and down.
So you're talking about a sequential gearbox.
What do they call it?
Sequential what? Yeah, that's actually what the gearbox is called.
Sequential.
Yeah. So basically, exactly what you describe. It has you go up and you go down, and rally cars have them, and race cars have them. Some automatic gearboxes have them as well, like in modern cars where you buy them and you got like you drive and then you go across and you got the plus and minus on your column. Yeah. It's pretty much like being replaced these days with paddle shifters. But yeah, that's cool.
I didn't know that. I didn't know the pedal shift thing.
Yeah, paddle shift.
My Mazda has one.
Similar. Oh yeah.
Right now, I currently drive a Mazda. My favorite part of the car is probably the wheels. I like it when the wheels are not flat.
That's a good point. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cars with flat wheels are usually very hard to go anywhere with.
I mean, you can.
Not advisable.
Just the other day, there was someone in my local area had uploaded a video to Facebook where this chick had no rubber on the front left-hand drive like steering wheel, and
excellent,
and the wheel was buckled like that, and just driving around the city.
Oh god, that's gross.
Like just completely like unfazed. It never really happens in Australia because the police are so fucking on to you if you do.
Oh yeah,
you get fucked
if you
up
just something like that, they probably just throw you into the ocean.
Yeah, they'll take your car and charge you exorbitant prices, and then give you a 3rd-degree lecture of how unsafe you are to society and how much of a disappointment you are, and you should just. Just really rethink your life.
Just go home and don't eat ever again.
Yeah, every time you deal with an Australian police officer, it gives you PTSD, but not like PTSD that, you feel scared for your life, but PTSD that, they make you really think about how much of a piece of shit you are and that no one loves you but your
man.
parents. And yeah, they love to they love to go to
And even
town on
that's
you.
questionable according to them.
Yeah, then they have an authority complex, that's for sure.
Oh, we have that here in the States too.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah,
ever
the
been pulled?
cops.
Have you
Not
have
all
you
of them,
got stories of like being pulled over by a cop or anything like that?
Yeah. I don't have any like criminal shit on my record, but
Yeah.
I have gotten a ticket for. So I used to work as like a pizza delivery driver
Yeah.
Oh
when I
yeah.
was younger. Before like my disorder started kicking, and I ran one red light because I was late to a delivery, and red light. You know what? Do you know what like red lights and all that is?
Oh
Like
yeah.
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's just yes, just stoplights.
Yeah.
I ran a stoplight and I hear the sirens and they get pulled over. It was no big deal though. Um, but the whole time, I hate this too. Every time I did get pulled over by a cop, they always like in America they always have their hand on their gun and it makes you feel so uneasy. You just feel like really,
Far out.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't.
but they have to. They have.
Yeah.
They have to here because there's a lot of people that try to hurt cops.
I don't understand why, as well. Like why they feel that not the cop. Like I understand the cops, like because you're coming up to a car and you don't know if there's already a gun pointing at you. Like I can understand that mentality, but I don't understand the mentality of the criminal wanting to shoot the police officer, knowing one or two things is going to happen. One, you're definitely going to go to jail and probably beaten up by the security guards because they're all friends. And two, or you're going to die. So why not choose the option of just living? Like I don't understand. Like, to me, like at all. I just would rather, even if I was a criminal, I could be like, I don't know, a really bad person. I'd still rather live and probably have a less severe sentence and be back out on the streets sooner rather than go away for longer or die. I really don't understand mentality of that.
Well, some of them might be facing like life if they're going to go to jail, so they'd rather like kill the cop and get away from the scene than
They never get away.
arrested.
Like it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'll catch up to them.
Yeah, one way or another. It would be like within a couple of hours, within a day, within a week, within a month. They're gonna catch them, and then it's gonna be way worse. So I don't know. I don't get that mentality because like over here, like I mean, people flee the police, but they don't try and hurt them.
In Australia?
Yeah, they don't really like. Don't get me wrong. Like they'll hit a police officer or like get in a scuffle with them, but they don't. They're not there to kill them. They're there to like incapacitate them enough to be able to run away and then get away with it. But they never get away with it. But also, the police officer usually, has a couple of bruises and whatnot. That's about it, really. But yeah, it's just very different culturally, I think, which is interesting to me.
There's a lot of cultures in America too. Just all kinds of different cultures. It's really like the gang kind of environment. That's more of the like, kill cops to get away with their crimes or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
normal people
it's
won't shoot a
different
cop
here.
or try to.
Because over here, all our gangs, except for the youth ones, they more want to avoid the police as much as possible so they can make as much money undisturbed. So that's what they sort of focus on instead.
More like mafia stuff.
Not mafia, it's organized crime, but they just... Yeah, they know that if they just don't make waves, the chances of being actually... it's not that they're afraid of getting caught because they know the cops know who they are. It's the getting enough evidence to be able to actually throw them in jail, and that's what they work towards, of like trying to avoid as much links to them in the crimes that they commit.
Oh yeah, I'm sure a lot of that's the same here too.
Yeah.
It's more like the...
But Yeah, it's just different. I don't know. It's very
Yeah.
different. But also, guns are a lot harder to get. Well, they're not hard to get illegally. They're harder to get ammo and all that stuff here.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not that hard to get illegally. They're running around. It's just whether you can get fucking ammo for them, because the ammo is really controlled over here. I know a few gunsmiths have had their ammo license revoked from them for no real reason. They've done nothing wrong. They follow everything by the book, but the government's just turned around and said, "No, we don't want you to be able to distribute ammunition. You can still work on your guns and be a gunsmith and that, but you're not allowed to sell ammo." So yeah, quite a few of them have even been limited. That which means there's less ammo in general. So yeah, I guess that's their way of controlling us. I guess. Back to cars. If you could own a car, what would it be? Like, it doesn't matter.
Man.
What was your dream car?
Yeah, dream car.
Oh. Probably if like money absolutely was not an issue. Either like a Dodge Viper or a Hellcat.
Okay, I can a Hellcat. I need to look that. I know what a Dodge Viper is. That's it used to be that used to be my favorite car. The Hellcat. I need to know what this is.
Hellcat's the one where it's got twin turbos in the front that look like lights.
Let's have a look.
It's a V8 monster of a car.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now I get you.
Yeah.
It's like a Mustang.
Yeah.
It's on the same like line. Mustangs.
With a better motor though. Because Mustang motors suck.
Yeah.
Oh.
I do think the Mustang body is really ugly, but the Hellcat. The reason why I said the Hellcat is just because of like its performance.
Yeah.
There's a really ridiculous car too. Let me see if I can. It's by Mazda. It's called the Furai.
Furai.
I was looking at that. Furai. If you can peep that, it looks like a Lego car. And I think if I was billionaire status, I'd probably own one of those.
Holy shit.
Is that even roadworthy?
It depends.
No, I don't reckon that.
You can in some places.
Probably like
as long as it doesn't have nitrous and other gas things in it. You can drive it in the US. Some places.
No, far out.
One caught on fire.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
Yeah.
I would love to have a Daihatsu Hi-Jet little tiny Japanese van, because I think those things look like a lot of fun to drive around in.
Yeah, Daihatsu Hi-Jet are funny.
Yeah, I love them.
Oh, those are cool. I like those.
Yeah.
My dad always wanted a. Oh man, what are they called? It's just like a little ugly car like that too, like cheap ugly car. Oh.
Have you seen the new Hyundai electric car?
No.
I saw one today following us.
2023.
Yeah.
The Elantra. Ioniq.
That's it there. The Ioniq 6 electric car. Doesn't that look exactly like a Tesla?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
It looks like a Tesla X. I was having it follow. It pulled out of one of the suburbs around me, and I was heading out with Ray this morning, and it was following. And I said to Ray, I was like, "Doesn't that look like a fucking Tesla?" And it's a Hyundai. And you know what the funny thing is? They're like the fraction of a price of a Tesla.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, they look kind of Tesla-y. I would totally buy one of them and put best Tesla as a private license plate. Just to troll the Tesla community. So yeah. Although I wouldn't own an electric car, I don't think. Now I'm not too sure. What about you, Trader? Would you own one?
I mean, if it's efficient, yeah, sure. Like if somebody was like, "Here, this is better for the environment than your car," and it's like just as efficient or more efficient, then sure.
See, I was like, I could own one. Like, I'm not like, oh, it has to be a fucking motor and sounds amazing and blows smoke everywhere and burns rubber, all that sort of stuff. Like, it doesn't really bother me. A car's a car to me. I just enjoy the technology side of things and stuff like that. But the big problem I have with a lot of EVs these days is the cost of running them is so not correct on what we get told by the dealerships and stuff, because they tell us, oh, it's like you're only paying $50 a week. It's actually not true at all. It's $48 a day you're paying to recharge them.
Yeah, see, that's the problem.
Yeah,
That's what I meant by like efficiency.
yeah. So like a lot of the things that they tell us is just outright not true. So that's why I kind of like gone downhill with wanting them. Like if a hydrogen car was to come out, I might consider that over that, because then it's like a petrol. You just go to a service station to fill up with hydrogen, and it's electric still, so you still get the power, like the speed and the green energy out of it. But you don't have to worry about hooking up like a charging station to your house, and then worrying about how much it costs on your house power draw if you don't have solar panels and all that sort of stuff. Plus, also the batteries are smaller, so they're a lot cheaper to replace. So yeah, there's all that sort of stuff. Plus, also hydrogen batteries, like the electric battery that runs the car, lasts longer because a hydrogen motor that charges it, because that's the way it works. It's a hybrid. It's just like a petrol hybrid, but it's hydrogen instead. It doesn't put as much power, and it doesn't decrease the lifespan of the battery because it doesn't work the battery as hard when it's charging. Unlike a wall charger at your house, which goes full gun ho every single time you charge it, which does over time damage the batteries, which people don't realize that. Like, the supercharge feature that Teslas use, that feature actually damages the battery over time. So yes, the battery can last like 6 years, but if you use supercharging every single day, that 6 years will decrease to 2 to 3 years. Any electrician will tell you that. So, yeah. I just don't like that side of things, the dishonesty, I think.
The omission of truth.
Yeah. It's like anything new, really, that they bring out. They always sort of withhold the truth on it. Hey.
Yeah. How do we sell more of this thingamajig?
Yeah, exactly.
There's some hybrids that aren't too bad. I know, like
I
Prius
wouldn't
is
mind getting
okay.
Yeah. Hybrids are way more efficient than a dedicated EV, especially if you can charge it as well.
Yeah, because like that's the other problem with it too, is that getting an actual charge station put into your house can actually be quite tricky.
There's Prius. I believe Prius is a self-charging hybrid that
yeah, that's how it works. The
alternator.
The petrol motor. Yeah.
No, sorry, I had a moment. I thought we were still on electric vehicles, but hybrids. Yep, I understand how that works.
Yeah. Have you ever been in any accidents, Trader?
I have never personally caused an accident. I've also only been in accidents in other people's vehicles. So like getting hit by another driver, or they crash. Not me driving, So I have been in a couple accidents, vehicle related, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've never caused any.
Is it just basically like fender bender styles? Where like, or some of them been actually quite significant?
Well, I have a scary one. When I was younger with my mom, there was this. We were driving back, so my parents were divorced, and I would have to be in a car like probably like 2.5 hour drive back and forth every week.
Ouch.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Yeah.
But just reading Goose, right? They're crazy.
Yeah, Ray and Goose going back and forth.
Yeah, the team and
But it was like back country roads kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
And it was in a town with no police force too. This
That's always
guy
wow.
oncoming traffic, he basically was drugged out and fell asleep or something, nodded out,
Yeah.
and his car was just swerving like left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. And then our car was swerving left, right to like try to dodge his car swerving left, right. And yeah, that was pretty crazy. But he ended up hitting a tree. And I remember I had to I went and applied pressure on the guy's neck to make sure he wouldn't I forget the reason. I was holding his neck back into the seat to make sure he was all right.
Right.
Yeah, so he was drugged and fell asleep behind the wheel.
Yeah, both. Yeah.
Yeah, good question, Goose. Did you steal his wallet?
No, I didn't steal his wallet. There's probably nothing in it, to be honest.
Yeah,
it just spent it. If it was me, I would have been like, oh.
Actually, you know what? There was one accident. It was it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But it was extremely snowy. There was snow on the ground, ice and all that. And it's going about 5 miles per hour.
Mm.
And I lost control of my car at about 5 miles per hour. And my brake, whatever the thing that taps, I forget what it's called.
ABS.
The ABS failed.
Yeah.
And my car just kept sliding. And I had the choice, and it was on a turn too. It was really sharp turn. That's kind of why it slid.
Scary, yeah.
So I either had the choice of hitting another vehicle or going up over the curb onto some grass. And I was like, okay, let me just go for the curb. Well, the curb grabbed my tire and bent my whole axle back, and I had to get all of it replaced on the front end of my car.
But at least at least you didn't have to pay for someone's medical bills or car. So.
Oh jeez. Or whatever was wrong with their car before they got hit. Too.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah. So that would suck, definitely. I've had a similar situation like that, but I was lucky. I hit an oil slick going down on an incline on my way to university with my mate, and I had no traction. So my car was just sliding down the hill, heading straight towards a flatbed tow truck. So if I hit the back end of it, it would have killed us. We would have lost our heads, literally. But luckily, I knew what to do, and saved us, and everyone in the car had no fucking idea what just happened. Because I'm panicking because I know I got no brakes, and so I'm doing these maneuvers, and they think I'm just changing lanes and stuff, but I'm not. I'm trying to get the front tires to get traction, and so because it's a front wheel drive car, and the thing with front wheel drive cars is when you're
fishtailing.
You're not fishtailing. I'm driving straight. I'm literally just sliding down a straight hill. There's no turns or anything like that on this hill. So that's one good thing about it. But the problem is when you're in a front wheel drive, you lose turning when you brake because you get understeer. So I have to then accelerate and turn the wheel as I'm trying to change lanes to get away from this flatbed truck and to get off the oil slick. And it wasn't working. So what I ended up having to do was I used the handbrake and I used the accelerator in conjunction with each other to try and put power brake to then use the wheels to remove the oil with friction and heat. And I managed to get grip and then get off. It all happened in seconds too. This wasn't something that I was had time to do. It was something I was like, fuck.
That's actually really smart. I wouldn't have even thought of that. No way.
Yeah, well, I've been in, growing up around car enthusiasts and stuff like that. They tell you a lot of things, what to do and what not, offhandedly, and you don't really take notice of it after a while.
Heat thing
you eventually kind of learn it. And plus, also, I went to school at an agricultural farming school where I learned to drive tractors and stuff. And there was quite a lot of times where I'm going on a hill in muddy weather and the tractor has no steering. And I use that exact same method to get traction to go up on the hill on an angle so then that way I could slow down. Yeah. Because otherwise I'll just slide all the way down with a bloody 4-ton vehicle with a trailer of kids behind me.
Oh god.
Yeah. It can end real badly, but they taught us all that sort of stuff at school as well. That's part of getting a tractor's permit and that, so you can drive it. They teach you what to do and all that sort of stuff. And
I didn't even know there was a tractor's permit. We would just drive them.
Yeah, there was here at our school because they wanted you to be trained up on it, and everyone standardized who wanted to do it. So you didn't have to have a car license; you just had to be 16, and then
Oh, it's like a license for farmland, right?
just for that school.
Is that?
It's a permit
just for the school.
Just for the school. Yeah, the school made it for the school, so then that way. Because the thing is, you got to remember, like, it's a school full of ag kids, so like kids from farms all over the place. So they don't know the training of all the different kids around, and people like me who've never driven a tractor before. So they just they invented a permit system within the school, and you have to do. It's kind of like getting your license of a car, and you have to do all these series of tests, and they teach you all the theory stuff and whatnot in a practical manner, and then and then at the end of it, when you pass all your tests and stuff, they give you your little card. And then that's to say that I was trained by the school and how to operate these vehicles. So it didn't take that long. It wasn't that hard, but it was good.
There's this one story actually. When I first got my license, so my Mazda has a like a sunroof. I still have the same car I got when
That's
I got
good.
my
How
license.
long have you had that car for?
About 13 years now, I think.
Right on.
That's
Or a
pretty
little
good.
longer. So we would open the sunroof and surf on the hood of the car while going like 40 miles per hour.
Oh wow.
Oh my god.
It's a lot of fun. And there's these things in your shoes called Heelys. They're like these little wheels.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember Heelys.
We would attach ropes to the back of my like through the back windows.
Yeah.
And one person on each side would grab on a rope with their Heelys, and just like we would just drive down these backcountry roads.
That's mental. I mean, mind you, I can't talk. We did do the same thing, but with a couch instead.
With a couch. That
Yeah,
sounds fun.
Yeah, we did it on this really windy, hilly road, and we tied it to the back of my brother's VT Commodore station wagon, and there were 3 of us on the couch, and we were being towed down the hill. Like, when they would go around the corners, like, we're hitting the fucking guard. And on the other side of the guard as well, on the side of the road, there's a cliff. So if we went over that guard, we'd be dead. But we had fun, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah, no, if you had fun, then that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. No one got hurt, and if we died, it's our fault. I wouldn't blame
At least you
anyone
died
else.
enjoying yourself.
That's it. Yeah. What better way to die? Hopefully it'll be a quick one. But yeah, we used to do weird shit like that. My brothers are a lot more crazy than I am, and my dad told me a lot of stories that were pretty crazy when he was younger as well. Similar situations of what you said with the people on the bonnet, all that sort of stuff. I would never do that. I don't think. I think
No.
I draw a line. Yeah, I think the couch is one thing, but on the bonnet of a car, it's not much to grab onto.
Remember,
At least the couch, you can sort of grab the armrest or grab the back of the couch and.
Like,
well, I would put the autopilot on,
survival.
and I would sit up on the sunroof too. Sometimes
Autopilot.
just steer with my You're
talking about like
we
cruise
have
control?
autopilot. Yeah, cruise control. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would turn that on and just like steer with my feet from the sunroof
Oh yeah.
while I'm sitting up
No
there.
need, no need to brake anytime soon. Hopefully, nothing just jumps out in front of you.
Well, yeah, like some of them are like just long roads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In some of the areas I grew up, so
I use
I knew how long I could be up there.
I never did anything like that.
That's the craziest thing I've ever done. I think in a car, most dangerous thing.
I don't know what dangerous thing I've done driving a car. Probably going excessively fast, maybe, but it was on a straight road, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
I mean, yeah, I've done that too. But
yeah.
Do it while sitting on the sunroof. No,
No, I wouldn't do that. What's the fastest you've ever gone, Spliffy? Or have you just been a good little boy and done the speed?
No, I have done 120 before, but that's like the worst. Just to give you context, trader, that's like 110 is the fastest you can go legally. That'll just go on 120 at some points just to get around someone.
Wait, is this called kilometers per hour here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about?
Yeah.
What's the fastest you've ever gone, trader?
Oh, the fastest you've ever gone, Spliffy, is 75 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said 120. I was like, oh yeah, me too, but I meant miles per hour.
Yeah.
I've gone like 120 in my Mazda actually.
So that's like
miles per hour. So
yeah,
that
would have been pretty crazy.
You would have been going about 190 to 200 kilometers an hour.
Yeah. 190.
Yeah, right on.
The fastest I've ever gone, like me driving, not in someone else's car. Me driving was 260 kilometers per hour or 161.5 miles per hour. That's the fastest I've gone.
161 miles per hour?
Yeah. That's the fastest I've gone on my old Commodore.
Crap.
Yeah. It's a nice straight road that goes for about 12 kilometers long.
There's no way.
There's nowhere at all. I was heading back and there's no like trees, it's only bushes, there's no fences, there's no buildings, there's no cars because it was like early hours in the morning. This is country Australia, and the road's pretty kept. Like there's no bumps or anything like that on it. And I was driving down the hill because you got to go down this big hill and then you drive for like 12 kilometers until you hit the main freeway. And I was just like, I was in the Commodore. I've just done the suspension on it and I've just tuned my car and all that sort of stuff. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, how fast can this go? And so I fucking opened up the injectors, kicked it back because it was an automatic. But if I changed, because I could select the gearing, so I could go first, second, third. It's only a 3-speed gearbox. And so I'm like, well, what I'll do is I'm traveling at 110 already. I'll change it from drive to third, and then I'll activate the power button, which doing that sequence activates my injectors because I had adjustable injectors that were electronic. So when you put the sensors into third in power, it will open the injector up and change the tune. So then that way it would go from the standard stock tune of a Commodore to 1,000 cc's injection, and then it will change the air and fuel ratio and all that sort of stuff. And so I did that, and then I fucking put my boot down and launched the car. And when you hit about 200 kilometers per hour, the car starts shaking very violently, and then the speedo clocks out about
air turbulence, right?
Yeah, and the speedo stops working at 240 kilometers per hour, so you hit the limit of your speedo. And then I still hadn't topped out the red line and hit the limiter of my tacho yet. So I got to about 260, and then that's when my tacho hit red limiter. So I knew obviously I couldn't go any faster. And I'm like, well, to slow down, I can't. You do not touch the brake at this speed.
Oh, your car might flip.
Yeah, you don't touch the brake. So what you do is you let off the accelerator and you let the car naturally slow down, because it will. As soon as you let go of the accelerator, it will just slow itself down.
The faster you go, the faster it'll go back to a certain speed. I forget
Yeah,
what it's
exactly.
called.
Yeah.
It's got a higher decay rate.
Yeah, so I did that, and I still had fucking at least 6-7 kilometers to go until I had to slow the fuck down. So yeah, I just let off the accelerator, and the car slowed down back to about 120, and then when I got to about 120, I then applied the brake to get it back to 110, and then turned cruise control back on, and then I thought to myself, I'll never do that again. So
yeah, that's a scary speed. Very scary speed.
it is.
I mean,
It's not like movies where like things go past you so fucking quick. It's not like that at all. It's, to me, it's once you hit that 200 kilometers per hour mark.
200's when I pussied out.
when you hit that 200 kilometer mile arc, that's when 200 kilometer per hour mark. That's when everything starts shaking and vibrating. If you have like an older car that's not really designed to do that. I mean, if I had like say a Nissan GDR or something like that with full work done, it wouldn't vibrate nowhere near as bad. And then it just vibrated. So the speed difference, to my perception, of 200 to 260 was like no difference, but that is a big significant difference in actual like velocity and inertia and all that sort of stuff. Like if I had lost it, the car would be in pieces and I would be in pieces.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, I could see for kilometers. So if there was a car on the road, I wouldn't have done it. But there was no one, so I thought, this is like a beautiful test track all for myself. So I thought I'd try it out, and I was very happy with the performance of the car. So yeah. But the fastest I've been in a car is about 300 kilometers per hour, which is
oh my god.
That's 1 point. So I have
186.4 miles per hour.
Oh, I'm going in the other direction.
Wow.
So that's the fastest I've been in a car.
That's scary.
That's
186. Is that on a track though? Is that
track, no, it wasn't on track. It was on an expressway. It was in a race car.
Oh my god.
That car traveling at 300 kilometers per hour, didn't even notice it.
Really? Wow.
It doesn't shake at all. It just glued to the road. Yeah, that car was fast. And that wasn't even the fastest it could go. That car could easily go up to 400. So, yeah. That was fast. So,
was it like in the middle of the night? And that's why you get away with going
2 to 3 o'clock in the morning. And if a cop saw us, there's no way they could catch us.
Yeah, I don't think they'd even bother. They just wait for you to
just send a ticket in the
We would have been traveling that fast that they would. Well, there was no. They don't. Back then, there was no cameras or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
It was before portable cameras were a thing. I mean, you had like your red light cameras and stuff, and speed cameras, like your fixed ones, but there was no like portable. It was only cops with radar guns. So yeah, he could have fucking saw the radar gun and the speed, but there was no way he would have caught us. So yeah, and that car can like travel around a corner 120 kilometers per hour without any issues. They can hit corners hard and fast. So yeah,
impressive.
Yeah, well, you spend all your life savings on a car to fucking go fast. You'd hope so.
Yeah, holy wow.
So yeah, that guy was crazy. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend people doing that as a living. Do it on a track, because yeah, all it takes is one person to cut us off or something, and we would have been in trouble.
Oh yeah.
So yes. But have you ever driven like a big truck or anything like that, Trader?
Like a U-Haul, like a box truck.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's about it. Yeah, just like box trucks. Nothing bigger than that. Yeah, I would probably, if I had driven anything bigger than that, I'd probably jackknife it. I'm not that good.
Oh,
The huge vehicles.
just unbelievably big, sort of like an
Yeah.
18-wheeler.
Yeah, like there's no way. I would have to learn and take classes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Shut up, Ray. I know. I'm translating.
I've never been great at reversing with trailers. Like I can do it. It just takes me a few attempts to.
I could do small trailers. Like
Yeah.
if it's just like a truck with a hitch, like
Yeah.
a small trailer, I could do it.
Yeah.
But when the bigger it gets, the harder it is.
I don't know how, because over here we get road trains. Do you know what that is, Trader?
No, what is the road?
think
Train?
So a road train is basically a semi truck that has more than 3 trailers behind it.
What? It's like a trailer attached to a trailer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they can go.
Oh, okay,
They
okay.
can go long as like 12 trailers long. They're huge. That's why they're called road trains. But I've seen bloody drivers fucking reverse all those trailers at once.
That
don't
would be
know.
really hard.
Yeah, I don't know how the hell they do it. My dad can do 2 trailers together. I think that's
Probably a lot of years. That's all I can think.
But
Just
yeah.
practice.
Just
Yeah.
sheer boredom with like 17 trailers. So like, nah, strap the 18th on it.
What's the longest fucking road train in Australia, I wonder?
Longest road train in Australia.
Holy shit.
1,400.
1,474.3 meters long.
That is long.
That is 4,836 feet and 11 inches.
That is very long. Wow.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is
holy crap.
that's 113 trailers.
I don't even know how that's possible.
That's over a kilometer long, and that one truck fucking.
Yeah.
The Mack type.
They had to drive very straight.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah,
no way
it's-
you could turn corners in that.
It's
You
a.
take out entire towns.
I reckon it's a mining truck. I reckon.
Holy shit.
It would have to be. It's out in
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere, and it's
Jesus
113 trailers. Oh wow, that's
So this
nuts.
this is the normal standard road trains that I see on the roads when I'm like driving out in the stick, or road trains like that. Where it's like,
Mm.
Oh, really?
yeah, they're normal.
Yeah.
I see them all the time. Because like our train networks aren't that great, so a majority of our goods are actually shipped around across Australia with these road
I
trains.
couldn't handle one of those, like on those big.
Yeah,
No
so
way.
they can get pretty fucking long.
It's too big. Big and long.
But they're also a real pain in the ass to overtake, especially if you get a driver that's an anchor. But sometimes, like, you get a
that's
driver
funny.
that just won't move over or slow down for you, so it takes ages to fucking overtake it. You end up having to do like 130 kilometers per hour just to fucking overtake him so and hit someone on the other side.
Oh god, imagine trying to overtake that 1500 meter road train.
You would have to have like a portable fucking pilot. You know, the pilots that like go like I imagine they would have a pilot team, like a car with yellow hazards at the front and a car with yellow hazards at the back, and then a car that goes in between the two. Like you would have to have a car that would signal the guy at the front, oh, car's coming up, and then that car at the front would have to basically block the opposite side traffic to allow someone to overtake and prevent them from like pursuing, or just simply like they would have to make the other car pull over to allow the road train to continue and then the other car to pass and then go back on the road. Like they would have to do stuff like that.
How the hell they would pull that off?
I don't know. You would have to be an idiot though to travel around that area of Australia without a UHF though.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
So the chances of coming across another car without a UHF is probably really low.
Just fly over it.
Yeah, let me just get my car. I'll just put it into fly mode.
Fly mode.
Yeah, like the Jetsons. Yeah.
Yeah.
When was the Jet? You know, I'm curious about that. When were the Jetsons set?
The Jetsons were set in our era, weren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Jetsons.
Well, we didn't make it to their expectations.
Year set. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
reality is.
I bet you AI will get us there. What do you think? How do you think AI is going to impact the vehicle market, like with designing new vehicles and stuff like that?
You mean the AI is, instead of having a person design the AI, they're just gonna have an AI design the
Just
car?
have an AI make the car, yeah. Like when it's
well, I mean, it's gonna cause a lot of
job shortages for
assuming
sure.
assuming
that's
that
fine.
assuming
If you
that
don't have to work, that's great, right?
Not really, because you need money. So without working, you
No. When you win, I'm talking in the future when you won't need money. When AI takes care of you.
Yeah, I don't know if that will ever happen.
I can see it.
Assuming that the architecture of a car has some sort of copyright, there's going to be a lot of copyright infringement. Because there's only one way to design a car to be aerodynamic. So it's just so if you make an AI that's like, okay, make this car. If you tell an AI to make this car as aerodynamic as humanly possible, but everyone else is doing the exact same thing, they're all just going to give the exact same result. So that's going to cause a whole lot of issues.
I
I can see it.
The other night I was having a chat at my brother's partner's 30th birthday, and her brother was there. And he works for this company that is developing AI in the shopping market section.
Ooh, okay.
So they're working on cameras that have AI that scan products. So then that way, when you go into, it's going to be targeting service stations, like petrol stations and service stations and whatnot. And so the way it's going to work is you walk into the store, like you've just paid for your fuel. That's already added to your cart because it will scan your face, facial recognition, which is the part I don't like. And I'll get to that in a little bit. But so it scans your face, so it knows who the fuck you are as you turn up. And it automatically has a cart ready for you. You put your fuel in, it knows how much fuel you've got, it knows how much it costs. That's added to your cart. You walk into the store, say you want a energy drink. Go pick up the energy drink, the camera scans the energy drink, automatically adds that to your cart. And then when you go to pay for it all at the checkout, when you walk up to the checkout, the checkout will come up with all the items that you are going to purchase, and then you pay with your card and then you leave.
I reckon that is 100% not going to work. Your Honor,
Amazon's developing it too.
Yeah, Amazon is.
I've got no doubt about that.
Amazon's actually a part of this company that he's working for.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's actually Spliffy. It does work. There's actually already stores that exist. You can look them up.
They work for now, and then things sort of need maintenance, and then I reckon we're going to get a court case. Your Honor, I didn't steal that product. The cameras just weren't working properly.
With that mentality.
But they will have people still at the store that can actually verify what the cameras see anyway. Because you're going to have to. You can't have it completely unmanned.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing I don't like about it is the privacy of facial recognition, because so in our country, it's actually illegal to have facial recognition software. But for some reason, these companies are doing it and not getting in trouble for it, which is really bizarre to me. So your personal phone can have facial recognition software, but when I walk into your premise, legally you can't record my face and store it. You can have CCTV footage of it. That's perfectly fine. But you can't bring up my face and then bring up all my information, my name and all that sort of stuff. That's a privacy issue, which is governed by a privacy law. And so, the problem is who gets that information? Where does it go to? And for example, at University of Adelaide, I was talking to a bloke who, with my oldest brother, fitted all the facial recognition cameras into the university. So when you walk into the building, it logs who goes in, who goes where, through facial recognition. And he asked, he says, where does this fucking data go? To the IT guy at the university. And the guy's like, I don't know, ask your boss who's installing it. So he asked my older brother, and my older brother goes to Facebook. So it goes to the one company that actually sells your fucking information freely and really,
Yeah.
really, really like transparent about it too. So I'm just like, okay, so all these university students, some of them are a little bit protected. If you know what I mean? They're like children of like Chinese officials and stuff like that. And their information's being recorded and logged and then being sold to the biggest blabnows for profit in the world.
Do you want to hear a theory of mine that would actually be the death of the internet?
Okay.
So it's a bit. It's I don't know if it's like conspiracy theory tier, but essentially, let me. So you know how like a lot of companies make a lot of money selling data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens if the people who are buying that data realize that there's actually patents to some of these people's information? We're not going to bother. We're not going to continue buying it. Like in other words, like at what point does our data become worthless, and then the companies can't make money, and then the internet sort of dies because it can't get funding?
Yeah, I wonder that as well. Like, what happens if someone's protected by like a lot of diplomatic people are protected by lots of different like privacy laws and all that sort of stuff. Like, you're not even allowed to tell other people that they're even there. Like, what about those people like that are protected? Like, just having the information, knowing that they're there, could put them at danger, as well as the people around them, and then put you at lawsuit danger for storing their information.
Well, I mean, that's another thing too about that as well.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, if like say for example, a company goes to Facebook and says that we want to buy more data or personal data, and they say, yeah, sure, here's some data. It's like, yeah, but we already know about this guy. Like, he has a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. We already know about this guy. Like, give me something else.
Yeah.
And then they run out of chips to sell, and they're like, well, I guess we don't have anything to sell you anymore. It's like, well, I'm not buying anything, and then they go broke, and then it's gonna be fucking interesting to see how that works.
I don't know. I just know that AI can be used in both a great useful tool for a lot of things. Like, I think AI could be used for manufacturing cars, like Trader was asking, because say you wanted to find the most optimum angles for air efficiency, so then that way you can make your car use less energy in performance, and AI can help with that formula, and that's a good thing because it means the engineer designing that has to work less to achieve the same goal that he did like a couple of years ago without it. Same as software programmers and stuff like that as well.
Right.
Another thing though that I heard, which I don't know if you know this, Trader, is a lot of software companies are banning people using tools like ChatGTP in solving formulas and codes. And the reason,
which is weird. It's the weirdest thing ever. It's like,
it is weird to me.
You're gonna never have a calculator in your pocket. You're gonna have to learn how to do this without a calculator. It's the same thing as you're gonna have to learn how to do this without AI. AI is gonna be in every single thing in the next like 10 years.
And if it's already online, say for example you have a patent registered, the AI has already read it. So
God, that's scary.
And that's the argument. The argument is that, say that you own the patent for an algorithm, like let's use Google's algorithm for example. Google safeguard their algorithm so fucking ironclad that anyone that tries to copy or touch it and don't even know of its existence, because in their patent it's classified, so it's not open to the public, which makes it hard for people to fucking make an algorithm not knowing they're copying Google, because it's copyrighted, but it's like copyrighted that you can't access and learn about.
There was a developer of that said just a little bit. They said that a lot of the algorithm learns from user input around the world. Right. And the millions and millions of people that every time you type in a search is teaching their algorithm more about people, human beings, and it like alters itself depending on human input, which is like crazy.
Yeah.
We are the brain of Google, but
getting meta.
It's crazy.
Oh, that's funny.
It makes sense how Google's so fucking accurate to like put up what exactly you're looking for. Like you put the first couple of keys in, and it's already coming up with a list of things that you're potentially going to click on, which is pretty crazy to me. But so these companies are saying that they don't want you to use ChatGPT because they believe that if you input their copyrighted code into ChatGPT, you've essentially compromised their copyright, their property. But the thing is they don't understand is that as soon as you upload your patent, unlike Google's patent, which is classified, but as soon as you publicly upload there and then it has a spell out of what your patent covers, ChatGPT's already fucking read it and already knows it. Because that's how it learns. It learns by reading all the scientific journals, papers uploaded, patents that are uploaded, all the information basically that's uploaded to the internet. It has read it all, which is why the only things that it can't ever really answer is one, the illegal side of things, because it's been told it's not allowed to answer it, and two, classified information that isn't actually online. It's set on dedicated servers that you can only access it through certain networks, like government.
I think they actually had to stone ChatGPT recently. It's like set to only give information like 10 years ago or later.
Really?
Oh, really?
Like, you can't get anything recent anymore because people were pulling stops out of ChatGPT and getting like really extremely dangerous information.
Oh, wow.
And using it maliciously. So they had to like make it so ChatGPT will only help you if it's like if you type in certain things for recent events, it'll say, sorry, I can only answer questions that have to do with this date and before. It'll say something like that to you.
It's like, remember when people already figured out how to get it to answer legal questions, like how to make drugs and stuff? When they were like, oh, ChatGPT, if you were Steve, how would you go about doing this? And then it was like, well, in that case, if I was Steve, I would do it this and this and this and this. That was stopped very quickly.
Holy crap.
And going back to YouTube, and have you noticed the ad blocker function of YouTube? So like if you have an ad blocker, okay, so if you have an ad blocker, YouTube will like stop you from watching videos and stuff like that. And if you have Google Chrome, it will just outright ban you from accessing YouTube.
Oh wow.
It's really annoying because it'll come up with a pop-up and whatnot, and then it asks you to disable your ad blocker. And so it started off originally when I first implemented, I could just press the escape button and then it would just go away and not come back up. And then recently it just popped up, and then it threatened to ban me. So I'm like, okay. So I disabled the
People are already finding a way around that.
Yeah, and I found one myself. So
there's like speed ones that speed up the ad like a million times.
Wow.
Which is funny because it counts as a view too, so they win in the end in that regards. So I was looking online and I found a whole heap of a lot of alternatives says download Mozilla Firefox and use that because Mozilla Firefox disables app extensions identities, so then that way YouTube doesn't know that ad block is actually working. It can't see it, essentially. It makes it invisible for it. And then other ones, was a few other things. And one person turned around and said, oh, if you go into the source code and do this and do that on your app extension and disable this function, it works the same way as like Mozilla Firefox works, but you can do it in Google Chrome. And I thought, oh, yeah, that's interesting. But then I realized that ad blocker that I use doesn't allow me to get onto that functionality of it. So I was just fucking around in the source code and I found that I could disable app identification. So I changed that from true to false. And so now my ad block is working on YouTube.
Oh, far out.
And all I had to do was go into the source code of the ad blocker in the window browser. So like it comes up with, obviously the source code and all that sort of stuff on the website and all that sort of stuff. And then it comes up with the source code of all my plugins and all that sort of stuff. And I just went to identification and I realized it wasn't password protected. And then I just went in there and I changed it from true to false. And now all of a sudden my ad block is working and YouTube doesn't know it's there.
Oh, nice.
So I'm like, All right, we'll see how long this lasts. Because
Yeah, 'cause
fuck YouTube, seriously. I don't want to watch your fucking
Yeah.
ads. Especially when these wankers are charging people for premium now. And heaps of people on premium. Like a lot of people on premium. So you're making money. What does it matter if me or a couple other thousand people aren't watching your fucking ads? Fuck you.
How much is the YouTube? What is it? What is it called? YouTube Prime? YouTube something?
Red.
It's the same.
Red. This is like a porn site.
Yeah, I know.
It's the same price as like Spotify. I think it's like $12, $13 AUD. It's probably like $8 US or something.
22.9. Oh, hang on, sorry. 16.99
A month.
a
So
month.
that's probably like $10 US.
Yeah, it's not that
makes
much.
sense.
So yeah, heaps of people have it because like a lot of people use YouTube for music now instead of Spotify and stuff like that. So
Oh yeah, like it's
yeah,
the the amount of people who use Spotify and the amount of people who use YouTube to listen to music. If you compare them in like a column, like YouTube just completely overshadows Spotify. It's no competition.
Nothing really can compete with YouTube right now. It's
I
too big.
know.
yeah, and I don't think anything ever will. A few websites tried back in the day, and they all kind of got destroyed.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it's because like okay, in terms of content creator, you don't make money from YouTube anymore. Especially since this algorithm that they brought out has kind of made subscriptions redundant.
yeah.
Which they need to upgrade that. Oh my god. I'm getting really
I
annoyed
think
with
they've
that.
just completely. I think they've completely neglected it. It's kind of like the old rating system of
Yeah.
like pre 2009.
They need to change
YouTube. I think.
They need to change, get rid of the whole subscription base and have everything views based when it comes to YouTube's becoming a partner. Because like, you know, I'm averaging of 5,000 views now per video because of how high my automotive stuff's going, and it's just people just don't sub. And yes, that is true that that my content is like watch once, never watch again scenario. But people are starting to enjoy like the podcasts, and people are starting to watch my gaming content, and people are coming back and forth to all my different automotive videos as well. So I am getting subs, but I find that the algorithm, because you don't need to sub to see content creators that you care about anymore. I find just people just generally don't do it anymore.
Yeah, it went to more of an efficient route.
Yeah.
Than a.
Yeah, because I found
the word left me.
I found myself I'm not subbing to anyone anymore on YouTube either. Like I'll find YouTube
it went more
channels,
efficiency than self-preservation. It doesn't care about preserving you or your channel. It just cares about people getting information efficiently.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's a lot of channels that I watch repeatedly and I've never subbed to them. Which is funny because I'm preaching about this, but then, you know, I can imagine what they're seeing. But they're partnered and they've got like millions of subs and stuff like that. So it's not like my one sub's really going to contribute that much to them anyway. But yeah, it's interesting how times have changed. That's for sure.
And they'll probably continue to change. I'm curious to know the next evolution of like what could you possibly have that is just not hyper efficient as the algorithm that we currently have with YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, I really am curious to see how the future holds, especially if they end up being successful with the full drive system that they're developing in Sweden.
Which one's a full drive system?
Sword Art Online style.
Oh,
where basically
right.
you
that
hook up.
situation.
Yeah, where you hook up to the machine and it.
I'd do that. I would so do it.
I would do it too. So they've got it working to the point where like you put the headset on, and it is exactly the same as VR in the sense like you got your screen in front of your eyes, but the difference is you can move your character with your mind instead of physically moving.
Oh,
Yeah. While you're like
Yeah.
just laying down.
Yeah. The only
that is even
downside,
scarier.
the only downside that they're trying to work out is how to disable you actually physically moving, so then that way you don't move around on your bed or hurt yourself when you're in the headset.
That's
So they're trying to figure out how to do
conundrum.
that. Yeah, I know. How do we turn off their brains? They're eventually
Yeah,
while this
I
is
know.
on.
How far can we go with this until we turn them in? We turn them into like, I don't know, some immobile.
Yeah.
I've seen an anime like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what happens when we turn the power at full drive and it microwaves their brain.
Oh god.
You know, in a okay, Sword Art Online storyline aside of everyone hating it and whatnot,
Yeah.
would you do it if the full dive system like the Nerf gear came to fruition and it was releasing and Sword Art Online, the actual fucking reality of the game, was made in as the first full dive system, knowing what happens in the anime, knowing that the device disables your motor functions while wearing it, would you still do it?
I would do it only if my body like that needs to be alive
Yeah.
and the real world is being taken care of. Like if I have some kind of, I don't know, a vitamin drink being pumped into my stomach or something, you know,
Yeah.
because you'll die after a couple days of no
Of
liquid.
no water and whatnot. Yeah.
But yeah, if my body's preserved, yes, 100%.
I would probably do it too. I would just make sure someone's there. Then that way, if, for example, SAO was to happen and the developer turned out he was a nutbag that wanted to trap millions of people in a game, and if they died in real life, then that way at least someone could take me to the hospital, so at least I could be hooked up to a
I thought that was the premise. Like we already know we're getting stuck. Well, if we don't know we're getting stuck, then I guess the other stuff doesn't matter. I would do it. I would just do it.
I would still do it because it'd be fucking so cool. Like, I'd love to get out of my reality and.
I think
want to get uploaded.
I think I would actually not want to do it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna say no because like the idea of going outside with like a pair of microphones and setting up a recorder and just recording the sound of outside is just more what should we say, appealing to me than just staying inside all the time just to play video games, if that makes any sense.
What if you were outside inside and you get to record AI generated sounds?
Oh.
But no, because then I'd start going on like a panic tirade of like, do I actually own the copyright of what I'm recording right now? Is that how this works? Is that how this world works? Or is everything I record technically property of the of the creator of this? How good are the sample rates? How good is the bit depth? Is it actually going to be okay to record? Like, is it going to sound terrible?
At the beginning, probably not. At the beginning, probably.
Yeah, you could always just mix it and then make it fair use.
It'd be difficult to. I think it would be difficult to justify that.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, yeah, we already do VR now. You know, it's like it's still very angly. It's not crystal clear 4K resolution yet, but it'll get there.
I really want in next future game development, like the full dive system's kind of cool, and I'd really love that. But what I want more in this world is interactive AI NPCs, where you can have full-on fucking conversations to them, to the point where you don't know if they're actually a person or not. That's what I want.
That would.
Because I'm watching this anime called Shangri-La.
Is that the one you recommended to us?
Oh, it's so fucking good. Have you seen it, Trader?
No, I haven't.
No.
So it's basically the premise is the main character is what they call a shit gamer. Not in terms of like he's shit at gaming. Like he's actually really fucking good at gaming. But he plays only specifically shit games. Games that are poorly optimized, buggy messes, just pieces of shit dollar games. And he loves beating them. Like the game that he starts off with, he's like has to beat the main villain pretty much naked. Like, and it's like
Okay.
buggy as shit. Like it's just that's his premise. Anyway, and then he ends up going and playing this game called Shangri-La, which is like god tier game, where it's like the best game ever made. And in this game, he's talking to NPCs and having full on conversations with them. And then he's like, "This is an NPC." It's like just realized this is an NPC. Like this guy's responding. Like he asked me how my day was, and I told him what happened, and he had a full on conversation with me. Like, because he's like, what did you get up to today? It's like, oh, I just killed some frogs and whatnot. And he goes, oh yeah, those frogs are bloody annoying, aren't they? And he's like, yeah, they are. And he's like, oh, okay, so did you end up skinning him or anything like that? It's like, no, I didn't think it was worth anything. Oh, fair enough, they're worth nothing. And then he was like having other conversations like, oh, do you know any girls lately? And then the NPC's like, nah, I'm a pretty lonely man. I'm just happy to just live my life and work with my great craft and not worry about women, you know? Plus, they're very dramatic. And he's like, this is an NPC. What the fuck? I can't tell the difference between a player and a character. And I want that. I want that. Can you imagine how much...
Yeah, I'd be so into that.
That would be so fun. Like, it'd be fun
Put
to
me
have...
in, Chief.
Yeah. Have an NPC walk up to him, give him the finger, and then have them verbally abuse you.
There's a lot of movies that are pretty cool.
I go to the pub and just stick my finger up at somebody.
I would.
I know you would.
Just last night, I was playing Starfield, and I am doing a Vanguard mission, and I just got the code, and I got all the information for the Xenomorph stuff. And is it Xenomorph or Xenoterraform? I fucking can't remember what they're called. Anyway. And I was talking to the dignitary, whatever, and she was being really rude to me. So I saved that point, and then I stabbed her in the face, and then I walked around stabbing everybody with knives and killed them all. And then I reloaded the game. So yeah, I would love to do that.
I like how this is kind of like politics, where Slivy's all the way on the left, I'm all the way on the right. You know, I'm like all for just upload me in the PC already. Slivy's like, I kind of like nature outside. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, like look, here's how I look at video games, or like really any sort of media, movies, video games, or whatnot. I really like those multimedia where I learn something, so I can use that moral, the moral, I can take the moral of the story of whatever the hell I just read or watched, or played, and I can go use it in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's
you would like a full dive system where it's like educational, where you can sit in a classroom.
But no, you're completely missing my point. You're completely missing my point. So if there's no point, there's no point in me. I feel like there's no point in me getting into a video game to learn all this stuff to never use it in real life, because I'm just if I'm stuck in this machine forever. It's like, well, what's the point? I want to go out and do that. I want to go out and do all these incredible things in real life, as opposed to a video game, because you can manipulate pixels however you like, but in real life, you jump off a bridge, you're probably going to die. So let's not do that. Or you do something else that's incredible or difficult, and it's something that's actually like I find to be more what's the word? Satisfying.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. To like your soul or something, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
What about Neuralink? Would you do that? Would you get the chip?
Absolutely fucking not.
I would.
No, I just don't put anything in me. Thanks.
You have a thought, you have a question about something, and the information is instantly in your brain, and you know how the answer.
Absolutely fucking not.
100% I would.
I wouldn't,
no fucking way.
I wouldn't do that purely for the simple fact that I could see so many alarm bells and company dodginess going on with that.
Yeah. That's
the only reason why I wouldn't use something like that. Because that to me comes across something like Ultra Carbon, where basically your mind and thoughts are no longer yours anymore in possession of a company.
Oh yeah, that would scare the crap out of me.
That's where I would kind of draw the line with that sort of thing. But in saying that, I would learn the technology and develop myself and just implement it myself without any issues. But I just wouldn't let another company do it because I wouldn't trust them.
Fair.
Yeah.
You know what? Fair. And also, there's always the risk of like, oh, a hacker could figure out a way to backdoor it or whatever.
Where like if I had a neuron link that would just simply that I could connect specifically to my phone and my phone alone, and it's not connected to the internet or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's a different story.
I'm agreeing with it in the sense that I would do it if it's already been proven. Like I bought an iPhone because I know the iPhone works.
Yeah.
I'll put a Neuralink in my head if I know it works. Like it already does what I want it to achieve. It's going to be the same as an iPhone.
I especially wouldn't trust anything Elon Musk makes. I mean, he makes cars that go self-destructive and commit suicide. So, I've seen too many Teslas go on a rampage for no reason. So I wouldn't trust
with their autopilot feature?
No, not the autopilot feature. It was the brakes disabled on them and the accelerator for some reason got jammed on. It's happened quite a lot in China, here in Australia, and a few places around the world. It's a software issue where they were doing the compulsory update and the update didn't quite get fixed and it broke something, and so the car. You know the technology that allows the car to get close and brakes itself to the car in front of it?
Yeah.
That malfunctions. And instead of doing that, it just accelerates at insane speeds. And there's a real bad one in China a little while ago. Apparently they fixed it, but there's a real bad one in China where the car hit top speed. It was flying through fucking the Chinese town and it killed 5 people, including the driver. Because what happened was it came up a hill, jumped the fucking hill, plowed into, those little 3-man tricycles? You got the driver at the front and the passengers at the back. They kind of like little cabs and stuff like that. Indonesia and that have them. So he plowed through one of them, hit another car, then hit a truck, which then rolled on top of another car, and then it ended up in a service station, catching the service station on fire. It was insane. And the driver tried really hard to stop it. Like they tried hitting stuff. It was going so fast. It just nothing would stop it. But yeah, it was really weird because you saw the video when it happened. When they pulled over to look at their phone or something, and the next minute the car just accelerated on its own and it wouldn't stop. And you could see them like freaking out, and the driver trying to hit the brakes. And yeah, I think I would just turn the car off. So would it even let you? No, it wouldn't because it's push button.
Yeah, because it wouldn't. Because you can't just turn your car off when you're driving because that's a whole nother fucking issue that they probably wanted to fix or wanted to wrinkle out those bugs.
Yeah, so like a key car,
just clap twice.
Turn it off. A key car, you could turn it off and that would be fine. But a key car as well, you can put it in neutral without any issues because it's a physical thing. Where Teslas and that, it's all electronics, so there's no physical neutral. Which that's a safety concern, isn't it? Why can't they have a neutral override where it's a physical thing that you press that basically disables the drivetrain, makes the drivetrain forced into neutral?
I don't know. Maybe it's just not on their list of priorities.
That should be like that should be a safety issue. 100%. If it's electronic and there's no physical way to maneuver the car into neutral. Because that problem of cars accelerating on their own has not just happened to Tesla, it's happened to petrol cars for years as well. It could be as simple as like something gone wrong with the electronic sensor. It could be as simple as if you've got a wired accelerator that the wire catches on something and jams open, making the car stay open throttle. There's lots of different scenarios that can happen to cause it. But every other car the rule of thumb when I was learning to drive a car, if you're ever in a situation like that and you're out of control and you got no brakes and you're accelerating at rapid speeds, put the car in neutral, because then that cuts all power to your drivetrain, and then you can slow yourself down with inertia. Like going up a hill or something like that. But yeah, electronic cars and stuff like that, you can't really do that anymore.
Yeah, I guess that's actually all of that is kind of like a good argument, I think, for nerve gear in a way, because it's like, look, cars work, they drive on the road, but sometimes they malfunction, have problems.
Yeah.
So it's like the same thing.
Yeah.
It'd be
Like-
kind of cool though if nerve gear could be worked on vegetables. People that have that medical issues where
That's what they're doing now.
Yeah,
Actually,
where
they're
where
already
like,
they
their
just got
brain's
approved for human
working.
testing on
Yeah,
that.
their brain's working, but they can't physically move. Like,
Yeah.
trapped
Well,
in
the
their
cool
own body.
thing is, which is beautiful, is their first before they start like making it available to the public for like information purposes,
Yeah.
like to get information in your brain and stuff, they're actually going to be reconnecting blind people's eyesight. They're trying to like help people with robotics,
Have
like
you
be able to move that were in
that'd be
wheelchairs
cool.
and handicapped and reconnect all that.
Have you seen the bionic eye that Canada's been working on for quite a few years? It's fully done too.
Mm-mm.
It's in testing phase.
Oh wow.
No, let me.
So the bionic eye is like a lens that they put over the eye.
Yeah.
And it will make your vision significantly better. So
Oh, wow.
say you've got 20/20 vision, this will make it like the equivalent of like an eagle's vision, because like eagles have like crazy good vision. They can also zoom in on things as
Yeah.
well. This eye does the same thing as that.
All right.
So it'll change your eye from 20/20 to like
Oh God.
40/40 or 60/60 or 80/80, whatever it is. And it will allow you to zoom in on things as well.
It's $150,000.
Yeah. Yeah, like most of these things will cost an
Holy.
arm and a leg, yeah.
I'm surprised it's not more actually, because the eye is, as far as I know, the eye is the most complicated organ in the human body.
They've been trying to develop the bionic eye here in Australia for years. But they've been really unsuccessful. I think it's because they were actually trying to actually make an eyeball to fit in the eye socket, where what Canada's doing is like they put this device on the already existing eye. It's basically a replacement lens that hooks up to your neurons, which I think's far better, because like how hard would it be to make an eye, put in your eye socket, and then somehow get it to move around in your eyeball? Because usually, like people who lose their eye, the muscles no longer work on rotating the eye around. The orbital doesn't work anymore. And people that are born without eyes, like you can't put an eyeball in there and then hook it up to your nerves, because they just don't exist, or they're damaged. So, but yeah, it's cool. Science, I love science.
Yeah, I know. I noticed.
Man, yeah, this stuff's so cool. I'm looking at it now.
It looks cool
I
too.
would-
Yeah.
I would do that too. I would
Yeah,
put that in and have a nerve.
I would.
I would.
What's
You ever
the
see
point?
Edge Runners? You ever see Edge Runners?
Be better.
No.
I would go. So it's a cyberpunk anime. It's a U.S. anime. Or I guess it's considered a cartoon since it's an animation made in the U.S. It's a cartoon.
Right.
So good.
But it's really good. And I would do all of that stuff. I would completely replace all of my organs with electronic, all of it. I would completely go full cyborg with just a brain in a mechanical body. I would be so fine with that.
Then what's
I don't think a lot of people would
at that
agree with
point?
that, but I'm fine with it. I would be able to full send that if that was available.
Yeah, I would too. If it was like, if my eyes were
Space exploration
deteriorating,
and all that.
yeah. If my eye was degrading and whatnot, and I needed to upgrade it and it was affordable, I would do it. Holy shit! They also have it here in Australia now too. That same eye. Slightly different the way it works, though. I don't think it's as good as a Canadian one. Looks like it works with like glasses that goes on your head. But, yeah.
There is also a bionic eye in development in the USA.
Oh wow.
Right.
The one in the USA is going to be specifically only for blindness that specific eye diseases cause. So this one's
Right.
not going to be to upgrade your vision. It's just going to be to fix broken vision.
Like even bionic arms and stuff like that. I wonder if there's
Artificial
a way.
retina technology.
I wonder if there's a way that someone develops something, right, where you plug in a bionic arm. Right. So you plug in your bionic arm. And then the problem is like, well, how are you going to power it? I wonder if there's a way to use your already
hydraulics.
Hydraulics. But like, I wonder if there's a way to use your natural blood warmth.
Oh, no way.
Or it has little tiny turbines inside.
Oh,
it hooks up to your blood, and then you use your heart to pump the blood through your arm like it would in a natural arm.
So you're talking about hydroelectricity, but in a bionic arm.
Bingo. That's exactly what I'm thinking. So the electricity
with
generated...
your blood. Oh, man, that's out there.
With the electricity generated from your blood passing through your bionic arm, generates electricity, which then powers the arm. And then you can...
So the problem with hydroelectricity is it's like there's a lot of thermodynamic problems with it too, where you'll see that they have entire dams, and the amount of electricity that dam generates is not that much, right?
Yeah.
And think about just your little bit of blood pumping. It's not going to be enough to even move a finger, let alone a whole arm.
I don't know. Like, your blood's pressure is pretty high. Like, it's pretty pressurized. But the thing is, as well.
Also, like, imagine putting little fans in your bloodstream.
No, like the other thing is that
fucking chop your red blood cells up and just
to create a you would, in order to make it work, you'd need to have like a little electric generator that with your turbines and use a alternating current that then goes to a bridge rectifier to get DC voltage to go around to get it to work. Which is quite large, and the only way to actually make a sufficient amount of voltage with that is if you have a large coil turning, large copper coils that have a lot of turns in it, which will be probably about the size of you by the time you get done with it.
Yeah, you're going to be looking at an exoskeleton at that point, and there's no way you're going to be using your blood anyway.
Yeah, you're better off using a mech.
There's limitations.
Forget the arms, just sit in a suit.
One.
Yeah, I don't know.
There are exoskeleton suits that exist now.
Yeah.
There's one called the Guardian, I believe, and it's available. Yeah, if you look up Guardian exoskeleton, I think it's just really cool. It's like a backpack that you put on. Yeah, and it's a little mech. It's a little mech suit.
Right.
That's the one that they were doing tests, like lifting heavy shit with, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe it's called the guard. Let me look this up. Yeah, it is. It's the Guardian. It's just like this little intro to the future suit, you know?
It's not that one that Canadian made like 20 years ago to fend off bears, is it?
No, I don't think so.
I
wonder how much this thing costs.
It looks kind of interesting. It's cool now, though, that we can have exo suits without having to have them plugged into a power source. Though. That just goes to show how much our battery technology has fucking changed.
Oh, wow.
If you click, are you on their website? If you click industries and click on defense, you'll see that they have like little videos of like people working on walls and stuff with their technology.
Have you seen the new British Navy's jetpacks?
No.
So
what are those called?
You've probably seen them on the F1. You know, the last Formula 1 race in Milan, is it?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Anyway, they had people on the jetpack.
Jet suit boarding.
Yeah. Yeah, the Navy.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. They use them to go from one ship to another.
This was a year ago.
Oh,
Yeah, they're fully deployed now too. Like they have them on board already on the ships.
Oh wow.
Those things look awesome.
Yeah, can you imagine
So-
pirates trying to like board a Navy vessel and just all these Navy SEALs just fucking flying in on them with guns, and they're like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they can shoot a gun because they have to use their arms to.
It wouldn't
steer this
surprise me
thing.
down the line they mount guns internally on it. They can shoot a couple.
Oh, mount guns
probably.
on it. Yeah, I'm
that would be
sure.
more realistic.
Yeah, it'd be like the Iron Man suit.
Mm.
Well, you could definitely bet your ass that the Coast Guard is going to start using, or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called in Australia, but in the U.S. it's called like the Coast Guard. They're definitely going to be boarding like fishermen ships with those things and like
Do we have
looking
a
at their
Coast
papers.
Guard? Yeah, we
No,
do.
I
Yeah,
think-
we do. I think we do. I think they're part of the police, though.
Oh, interesting. Oh, I think we have both.
Yeah.
We have something called the National Guard, I think, and that's
Yeah.
like water army police, and then we have Coast Guard, which is like the lower tier civilian police.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we have
yeah,
both
Yeah,
here.
we got Coast Guard here.
We have a Coast Guard. It's all
Yeah.
volunteer by the
What?
looks of it.
Since when did we get one of those?
Why? What's significant about it?
Looks like a destroyer.
Yeah.
That's a scary looking ship, just saying. I wouldn't want that to come across me. If I fucking. Have you got your fishing permit? Yes, sir. Please don't shoot me.
Yeah, just a bunch of these guys like landing on your boat.
Oh god, that would be terrifying.
Because
So yeah, this said
what
the
I'm
Navy
used to.
hopes to swarm ships with these
That's what-
jetpack soldiers.
That's what I'm used to the
Jesus
Coast Guard
Christ.
looking like, the big yellow boat cats, and they're
Yeah.
usually volunteers, and they're part of the emergency service. But
Mm.
I don't think they're part of like a military or anything like that. But that fucking ship is a little intimidating.
Only a little bit. If you look at the bow is just there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that coming up on me because I think it's gonna like launch a torpedo at me or something like that. But yeah, because we don't like, if you invade our country, because we get it all the time with shark fin fishermen from Indonesia, where they'll come into our waters and like illegally fish. They poach our sharks, cut the fins off, and then dump them in the water. Happens all the time, and they couldn't. That sucks, Ray. And so what they do is it's usually the Australian Defence Force, the Navy, that deal with it. They'll go out, meet the ship, take them on board. They arrest them. They sink their ship. They catalog all their illegal catches for charging purposes.
Wow.
Then
They'll sink their ships
Yeah,
instead of just like
sink
take
their
it back
ship.
with them.
They'll set it on fire and burn it and sink it. And then they take all the fuel out of it and all that sort of stuff as well.
That's so
Yeah.
smart for the environment. I love that. Good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, I know. And then they
Just
take them back to
ship it
Australia,
to bottom of the
and
ocean.
then they give them a free flight home. And then they come back.
Yeah.
Why don't they? I don't know why. Why don't they just put somebody that knows how to drive a boat on the ship that they've commandeered and drive it back and use the resources? You know.
Oh, because they're usually like dinghies. They're like handmade wooden dinghies with a little outboard. motor on
Oh.
the back of them. They're nothing like special or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking like it's
No, they look a shitty boat. Like I wouldn't.
something that you can salvage like metal from or something.
Yeah.
Mm.
If it's just like a kayak or a canoe or something, I get it.
They look like this. They look really, really shitty. Like that.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
very, very normal.
Yeah, they like there's a picture there of the fucking Navy intercepting them, and then there's a picture of them burning the boat down to the ground.
So that if you don't have papers, your boat gets.
Oh yeah, they just burn it. They just sink it.
But if you show them paperwork, they leave you alone.
No, because you're not allowed a shark fin. Period. That's illegal.
Oh.
And yeah, they do love their alternative ways of sinking them too. Oh, it looks like they just blew it up. Sorry. And there's another good picture of them just burning it to the ground. Love this environmental impact, don't you? Oh, you coming
always the
here and
best.
killing all our sharks. So we're gonna just set fire to the ocean. That's how we do it. But yeah, that's what they do here. They pretty much they don't hurt them or anything like that. They just arrest them, take them aboard, and send them back home. Basically, deport them, and charge them, and they never get paid money.
Have you guys ever been out on a boat fishing for like a day or two?
Not on a boat.
Like some deep sea fishing trip?
Nah, I'd love to though.
If you don't nauseate from movement, then that's
Nah,
great. It's a
I'm
cool
fine.
experience. I went with a couple, like a family, person I was dating back when I was younger. They all got like motion sick, and they didn't know prior that they would be, but they were all like laying on this, like the floor of this boat, and I'm just like fishing, like, oh, this is awesome, like catching all kinds of stuff. There's some crazy fish too that I was catching, like just weird looking animals that I've never seen before.
Oh wow.
I find I'm perfectly fine as long as I don't go down in like a cabin or something like that on the boat. Cruise ships are different because cruise ships are so fucking big that like it's not that bad.
You don't even notice it.
Yeah, well you notice it, but it's not that bad. And it's only when you get really fucking rough seas that you notice it. I got really badly seasick on a real rough day. The waves were bigger than the cruise ship. That's how rough it was. And anyway, but a fishing boat I'm fine with because I'm in the open and whatnot. I don't feel motion sickness. If I can see the horizon, I'm fine. If I'm moving, I'm fine. If I'm stationary, I'm fine. If I'm fishing, I'm fine. So when I like, because we get a lot of boats, so they've got like a little cabin at the front of the boat. And if I go in there, I'll get motion sickness straight away. But as soon as I'm out in the back or out in the bow or something like that, I'm fine. Even when it's rough, I'm all right.
I don't really get motion sickness.
Yeah. Have you been on a boat though?
Sorry?
Have you been on a boat?
Yeah, I've been on a boat. Been on a car. Never really been sick from anything.
That's good. Do you get sick in a car if you look on your phone?
No. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I don't get any kind of motion sickness either.
That bothers me.
Nah.
Looking down or reading something makes me sick.
The only thing I don't like about like saltwater sea on a boat is how your skin starts to feel after a day of being out there on the water.
It gets so dry and you get salt build up.
It's like really dry and salt. Like your lips, your sweat, everything just tastes like salt. It's really salty experience. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'd love to do a fishing charter because we got heaps of them down our way, but they're pretty expensive. Though. You can get like big marlin and tuna and all that sort of stuff when you go doing it.
I've never hooked up to like a big fish, but I would like to. I'd like to see what that struggle is like.
Biggest fish I caught was a 3 kilo salmon.
Wow.
Which was pretty big.
Did you eat it?
Yeah, it was delicious. Took me an hour to reel it in.
Oh wow!
It was a
fight. Is a long time.
It was a fight.
Well, so yeah, some of the tunas take that long too, even with the big rods.
Because that's what it is. You're like when you're fishing big fish like that, like sporty fish, predatory fish. Same with sharks as well. If you fish with sharks, because some sharks we can eat here. You kind of got to let the line go, then you got to reel it in, then let it go, then reel it in, let it go, reel it in, let it go. You got to wear them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the harder they fight, the faster they wear out. But if you get one, which is what I got, where they sort of fight a little bit and then not, they reserve their energy, it can take a long time to reel them in. But yeah, it was quite a
I
big
miss fishing.
catch. I was pretty proud of myself. I was on the beach.
Mm. I haven't been fishing in a really long time.
Yeah, neither have I. I need a whole new hand reel too. It sucks.
All right.
Yeah, because it's gotten really old and so like.
Well, you guys are right by the shore, yeah.
Yeah,
You could always just go.
I'm closer to the beach than Spliffy is. Like I could walk to the beach if I really felt.
If I lived where you lived, I would go a lot more often. You know, like I would definitely go.
But,
Especially with the fish that you guys got out there. You got some delicious fish. And
Yeah, we
crays,
get,
your
like-
crays are huge.
we don't really get crays where I am. You have to travel a little further down south to get them.
Oh, okay.
Not like like an hour's drive, 30 minutes drive to go get them.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but yeah. But yeah, we get all sorts of things down at my way. Spliffy, you live a lot further inland, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's a several hour drive to get to the beach where I live. It's like a 2 or 3 hour. No, I wouldn't say. Probably about 2-3 hours tops
Yeah.
to get to the beach where I live. It's not the end of the world. I much prefer living inland. I'm not really a coastal kind of person.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to live. I don't really like going swimming in the beach because that's where sharks are and stuff, and that fucking terrifies me.
Yeah, I'm putting in the chat my local
Yeah?
beach.
You're terrified of like sand sharks and stuff, or you're talking like big boys? Oh, that's
Probably just
oh,
big
that's
boys,
so
but
beautiful.
the thing is that as far as I'm concerned, everywhere can have big boys, so I just try to stay away from it anyway. Now that is a beach. That is a really nice rock
That's
formation.
my local beach. Trying to put pictures in because I'm gonna put them on the I'll put them in Discord. So
Wow.
I can open it with
That's
the
actually
pictures.
really cool. So you can walk over to that patch of that reef there and walk on top of it.
Yeah, that jetty at the end has a staircase down so you can swim to the reef. You used to have a ladder that you could step right onto the reef, but we had a real bad storm come through and it kind of took the end of the jetty out.
All right.
But yeah, no, it's that's our local beach that I go to quite often. God damn it, that one didn't realize it was a small picture. Doesn't matter. But yeah, so we get all sorts of fish like leather jackets, squid, and all sorts of stuff. But I'll put it on the thing. There's no name listed on it, so I shouldn't dox myself. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. You can see the river that goes out. There's a river, an estuary river that comes from the hills.
Oh, I love
feeds
that.
into the ocean. It comes out through here. And then that's a reef that's both natural and unnatural. The natural part is everything from this side onwards, and all this is man-made. And then there's lots of little reefs all around the place. We've had a couple of whales come in here too. We had a big humpback whale and a calf come in and chill there. I've seen great whites come in, but we don't get many sharks coming on this side of the reef. They just generally don't come in there because the food on this side's not that big compared to this side.
Hmm.
But it's pretty good. That's the river mouth there that goes out to the ocean. And the jetty's down that way. And and then that's like looking down towards the river mouth, and you can see the coastline. You can see the.
Do you have a lot of sandbars near your house?
Yeah, that's a big sand dune there, and then
Yeah.
sometimes on low tide there's heaps of sandbars in the water. Yeah, Australia's interesting. There is not a single place in this world, except for probably Antarctica. No, not Antarctica. Probably the Arctic. There's not a single place in the world that you can't find that ecosystem in our country. And that's the interesting thing about Australia, is because it's so big and vast and diverse that you can go to Africa, you can go to Europe, you can go to America, you can go to South Africa, you can go all over the world, and there will be some sort of ecosystem in that country or continent that we have here in our little island. That's a really unique thing about Australia. Like,
Would you say that same principle applies to like all the countries besides Australia? So is there somewhere in Africa that America shares with?
For example, Africa doesn't have snow.
Right.
So like there's no places in Africa that I know of, unless you're in the mountains, that has snow. And the snow in the mountains
Little
don't really
island.
count. Yeah. We got snow here in Victoria and Mount Kilimanjaro. Yeah, but that's because the mountain's just so fucking tall. But it doesn't snow in like the towns or anything like that. It just snows on the peak of the mountains. So it doesn't really count.
It's still snow.
And it's not an ecosystem if nothing lives there. But yeah, I like, my parents have traveled all around the world, and they say, they'll go to Africa. They've been to Africa, Canada, America, Alaska, Europe, and they say that there's a lot of places in all these places. No, it's not.
I'm pretty sure your face is an ecosystem at this point.
Yeah, and they always say like there's places that remind them of Australia. Like, for example, in Africa, like you know the boab trees. They look like a big bulb at the bottom. Like, we get them here in Australia naturally as well.
I think the only thing we don't have is not really thinking about Uluru. Not thinking about Uluru. We don't really have anything like a Mount Everest or a Mount Kilimanjaro. We don't really have. Where?
Mount Kosciuszko in the Snowy Mountains.
Hang on.
That's as close as we can get to like Alaskan mountains and like Colorado or not like that.
Oh wait, yeah, never mind.
Yeah,
Mount Costco. No, I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Is that a 6-pack? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I highly recommend.
Country.
I highly recommend you guys come to Australia. Yeah, that's the Snowy Mountains. I've been here too. It's awesome. So, like, the mountains aren't nowhere near as big, like, as Alaskan or anything like that, but they're still beautiful. But yeah, like, look at that.
It's that stuff that isn't snow.
So this is what I'm talking about, by the way, Goose, where, like, you're in a town and the lower region where there's trees and stuff and there's snow. Not just, like, everything here is desert and then this big, tall peak of a mountain has snow on top of it. Like this. This is what you're talking about, where like everything's lush and green and dry or watery or whatever, and then it's just this little snow here.
Just build a town on top of Mount Kilimanjaro, and then all of a sudden, bam! Your argument is valid.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, because like we get natural carrying pine trees as well. So like you get pine forests in America and stuff like that, which are pretty cool, and like Erie and whatnot. And we get some pine forest ecosystems here, and I mean we don't get like the one thing that we don't get that other countries get is like, how we have evergreens where they're eucalyptus just always stay green all year round. Where you guys have like maple trees and stuff like that. So we don't get like those crazy maple forests and stuff like that that other countries get. But the ecosystem's very similar though. So like the looks of the animals and stuff like that, looks similar. But yeah, it's just cool.
You guys should get Costco memberships.
I don't want to get Costco memberships.
You should get a Costco membership. I'm telling
Why?
you save so much money. You save so much money.
I just don't want. I won't buy
it's
anything,
like an
and
hour
then
and a half drive to the local Costco.
Yeah, it's like an hour's
Yeah.
drive to my local Costco.
And even then, like, I can't fit it in any freezers or anything.
And I'm not really a picky eater, so I've just got like a set thing that I eat. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. I can eat this, every day. So I do.
Yeah. And our Costco is probably nothing like what it is in the States too.
Oh
'Cause
yeah, there's no way.
Can you get clothes and stuff like that at Costco?
Yeah, you can get anything at the Costco.
I don't think ours sell much in that regards.
Yeah, ours is like mostly food and power tools.
Ours don't even have power tools.
Oh,
Ours is just
it
food
even has
and bulk dry goods. It's like dog food, canned food, all that sort of stuff. And you can get like glasses, like, this sort of stuff. And I mean, this is from IKEA. But thermoses and stuff like that. And that's pretty much it, really. It's not much else.
Yeah, our Costco's are pretty lackluster in terms of anything.
Although I like your Walmart. I wish we had places like Walmart.
Is that because you can buy guns at Walmart?
No, because Walmart you can buy everything from computer stuff to like games to all sorts. Where because we used to have Kmart used to be our like Walmart.
Yeah.
And they used to like have massive CD collections, games. You could buy Xboxes, and you could buy furniture. You could buy clothing. You could buy anything and everything you needed. And now they've gotten rid of everything, and all they have is shitty, cheap as chips furniture. You'd be lucky to get something useful like a pedestal fan or blanket heater or something like that. They do still sell like microwaves and stuff like that, but they're really cheap shit. And their clothes sucks now, and halved as well their range. They don't sell any electronics at all, except for like phone chargers and stuff like that. But you don't get
like the bare minimum basic stuff.
They got rid
smells really gross.
They got rid of everything. So now we don't have like a one stop for all sort of shopping center, shop chain anymore.
They do sell weights, which I really like.
Yeah.
They sell really cheap weights. Which I've bought quite a number of their weights over the years, and it does its trick. It weighs heavy, and that's all I needed to do.
Spliffy, if we were to ever get invaded in Australia, I think I'd make a railgun and use exercise rates.
Oh my fucking god! You know what, Hunter? You and these fucking what are they called? Rhetorical statements. It's just like, you know what, Spliffy? If we were ever invaded, I just put like rockets on the moon and then just shoot it at Earth, and that'll like tell them to like calm down. And you know what? I'm gonna put rockets on Earth and then shoot it into the sun and really tell them what for. Because it's just like, there's just no difference between like half the shit that you say.
I don't know. Like,
and that.
If you were to shoot like a 10-kilo weight dumbbell at like an object, I reckon it would make a huge mess.
You can actually calculate that.
How fast are you shooting this 10-kilo object?
I don't know. How fast does a railgun shoot? Hang
Oh
on.
god, here we fucking go. This is strange. Shut up, kids.
It's propulsion related, yeah. So that has to do with cars.
Yeah, exactly.
Railgun.
So you're looking at 5,400 miles per hour.
I don't think it matters how much it weighs at that point.
Yeah, it's a dumbbell. And
a dumbbell. Okay, well, I can put various weights on my dumbbells, so like, okay. 1.25, 2.5, 5, 10, or 20 kilos. You pick one.
Let's just go like the 20 kilo mark, because if I'm making a railgun big enough to shoot something that fast, I might as well go all out,
I think railguns already shoot something heavier than 20 kilos.
Yeah, exactly.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And they're not.
They shoot this giant, rail. I mean,
Yeah, they shoot this giant fucking like. It looks more like a
It's like
it
a
looks
missile.
more. Yeah, it looks like a damn boat a cruise ship
Yeah.
anchor.
I could easily do this. I mean, they use sabos.
that thing is probably.
Of course, you could easily do this.
This is really not that hard. This is doable in this day and age. I could do this if it wasn't illegal. But if we're being invaded, it wouldn't be illegal. Well, it would be, but no one really would care. Can you imagine that?
It would be just as it would be. The legal implications would be just as much if you were to strap rockets to the moon. And
I don't know.
launch
If
them
I
at Earth.
stopped a warship from coming into our coastline with that big ass gun launching workout dumbbells at them, they're not going to say anything. It's just in the news tablets. Invasion.
You're gonna be
was
the
held
Batman of rail,
Yeah.
dumbbell railguns.
Just see like 20 railguns on like the foothills of where I live, just fucking just annihilating these ships.
You're gonna have a Colt that'll fire them for you, unless you want AI to do it.
Nah, I'll just go, hey, you guys want a free fucking carton of beer?
Oh my god!
That'll
Yeah,
be
that
awesome.
sounds about right.
Shoot these dumbbells at that warship.
Just go to war for a carton of beer. Oh my god!
That is the Australian way. It'd be civil war
No, it's
if
not.
they increase the price of the military's pint of beer.
What?
It would be. They would be up in arms, man. They'd be so upset.
Oh no, I thought you meant like we'd be able to recruit more troops if they increase the price of beer. I'm thinking, how the hell are those two
No.
related?
No, because military beer is like really cheap. So if they increase the price of the bars that the bases charge, they'd probably be really upset about it.
Probably.
Yeah.
They'd be like, our beer. I don't know why I put on that accent. I'll never do it again. I probably will. They'd be like, oh my god, they've increased the price of something. We have to riot.
Yeah.
Or join the military.
I don't want to join the military.
Just join the military, Slippy.
I don't
You can shoot
want
dumbbells
to.
at warships.
They don't want me, so it's all good.
I'm pretty sure they wouldn't want me either. It's like I'm like far from a perfect human being, and they're like, nah, go away. We only need perfect human beings.
Yeah, performance enhancing drugs now they can shove in you.
That no, it's not what.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't want enhancing drugs. What did you find?
Nothing. I found nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm looking for people to raid into.
Oh,
Oh, you ever see
Found-
the?
I found some random that's playing a game that's. I don't know what this is, but it's interesting. I think I'm gonna raid into this
you
random
said you
person that I
said
don't
the
know.
R word. You said, "Oh, we need a raid," and then like our viewership dropped by a lot.
What?
Um.
Talking about?
Oh my god, he only wants things shoved in him. I don't know who you're referring to or what you're talking about, Goose. Go see the rocket scientist. Fork knife.
Who's the rocket scientist?
Who is the rocket scientist? I thought you
no,
were the rocket scientist.
Wait,
Oh,
is,
Gartu?
is he streaming? Is he?
He's on Twitch now. I thought he was
Oh.
only on Kick.
I would fucking raid into him. He's awesome.
Love Gartu.
Gatu D2. Why does that? Hang on. Why does that sound?
Oh, he's playing Baldur's Gate.
R2D2. That's why it sounds familiar.
I am raiding into
Uh,
that too.
Star Wars, Slippy?
Uh huh. What about Star Wars?
R2D2?
Oh, R2D2. Yeah, I know about R2D2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
raid.
why-
I'll raid into him. All right, everybody. We are going to raid into Gartu.
We're gonna raid into the R2D2.
Yeah.
Thank you for the podcast.
You're welcome. Thank you for being
joining.
on. I hope that wasn't too crazy for you.
No, that's fine.
I hope someday
Yeah,
we can get you back on and we can talk
Yeah.
about other things.
Yeah.
Oh, other things, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about other cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big is your garage?
My garage. I don't have a garage. Oh, actually, no, I do. It's it can fit a car.
Do you fit your car
Can
in
you
it?
fit my car in your garage?
Not if my car's in there.
Oh, well, take your car out. I'll put my car in.
But I'm more important.
Okay. Well, I'll just put a tarp over my car.
Did not use and abuse you, Goose. Come on.
No. Goose likes to claim that for workers' comp.
Yeah, that's it. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to upload the VOD tonight on YouTube, and I'll have all of Trader's details on the description below. Feel free to also watch the VOD for those that come in later on. Thank you again for tuning in, and thank you, peoples in the chats, for interacting with us. It was a lot of fun, and I hope you have a good night and day, depending around the world, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
See ya. Have a good one.